What you despise in others or admire in others, you despise in yourself. That's right. My name is Coach Irma from Transformation Academy. Have you ever had an altercation, a fight, or a disagreement with someone? I know I have. About 6 to 7 years ago, I talked to my coach and I talked to my husband, and I was pretty much complaining. I was in a dark part of my life, and I told him that I had students, I had female women, clients, students that were asking me for advice. They hired me as a coach, but they weren't listening. I would give them instructions and they wouldn't want to listen. They wanted to do it their own way. They're being a little bit lazy, and they would talk back to me. So I decided to have a conversation with my husband and my coach. And I had problems about 6 or 7 years ago with my staff, my students, as well as my sister. So I was having a lot of communication problems with women. And I realized that as I was asking for advice, both of my coaches, my husband as well as my coach, said, do you know the law of reflection by Demartini? I was like, no. You're complaining about other people, that they're lazy, they don't listen, and they talk back. What you say about others, you're despising in yourself. And that was such a big slap in the face, unbeknownst to me. I was like, really? That's how I feel about myself? Wow. My husband told me the same thing. And that was a really wonderful self-reflection, because it made me realize that I had to take care of myself, that I was not taking care of myself, that I was becoming diarrhea of the mouth, helping others, not helping myself. And after 6 to 7 years, I realized that I needed to have more self-care, more self-esteem, and more healing. And that's what helped me out tremendously. You see, I was also having a conversation about Ronny Coleman, one of the best bodies out there in bodybuilding. Jet Li, awesome self-defense, wonderful body, great in athleticism. But as I was giving advice to my students, is that Ronny Coleman and Jet Li are between 51 and 55 years young. And Ronny Coleman has both reconstructed his knees and hip replacement, only 51 years old, and is in crutches. Jet Li had a major accident, but he had high impact movement, causing now for him not to move so well. He's injured now. So when I spoke about them as a despise, I was realizing that that was my worst fear. I didn't want to be injured. I didn't want to be 50 years old and be injured and slow. But guess what? That was actually happening to me. I had an injury. I was feeling in pain, and I wasn't really solving it. I was doing a lot, but not solving it. So what I realized is that, hey, if I admire The Rock or I despise Ronny Coleman for whatever admiration, desperation I have, I need to do some self-healing. So The Rock works out 4 hours before he goes to work. I do myself a favor and do 2 hours of training, rehabilitation, of course, corrective training exercise for movements so I can get back to my balance and well-being. So what I realize is that I'm really understanding about what people are saying. So many men and women talk highly of other people. And I have a rule now. If you start speaking badly in front of me about anyone else that's not there, you know what I say? Hey, you should tell that girl or that guy, because I have nothing to do with it. I won't